everyone. So we'll wait for around 4 to 5 minutes till 5 p.m. and then we can get started with today's session. So meanwhile, whoever has started to joining, please start putting in your names and from which school you belong to so that I can address you on the video. And please do let me know if there is any problem with our with the transmission, with the lights or anything. Please do let me know because of connectivity issue and network issues. We were not able to complete yesterday's live session. So sorry for that and sorry for the inconvenience that was caused yesterday. So once people start joining, we will first, hi Rayansh. So once people start joining, I would first like to take up yesterday's half of the session, which was not half, but the latter part of the session, which was the most important one. And it was in coordination with the experiential learning, basically. So we will be doing that, and we will be first starting off with the food adulteration related to milk and milk products, and then we will be switching on to our today's topic. So it will be, everything will be finished up today in half an hour itself. So I'll start sharp at 5 o'clock. It's just 1 minute to go, and you can spread it so that everyone start joining in. So HDFC school, I can see people have started joining. We'll just wait for 1 minute and then we can get going with our session, today's session. Good evening, everyone. Ankit, okay, Yokita, then Shamita from BCM school. Hello. Junior kids, okay. Hello, everyone. I think we should begin with today's session so that we can be on time. We don't want to run you all late. So we'll be starting with today's session. Hello, good evening, everyone. So myself, Nainita, and I'm the senior nutritionist at HappleyFit. And we have joined here for a week-long session on a very special cause and a very special topic to discuss, which is about food safety. So 7th June, which was this 2 days back, which was on Sunday, is worldwide celebrated as Food Safety Day, and it is specifically dedicated to draw attention and to make people aware that why food safety or food quality is becoming very, very important these days, because of the increasing number of foodborne diseases which people are facing. So as per the statistics, as per the analysis, at least 1 out of 10 people face some or the other foodborne diseases. Foodborne diseases can be food poisoning, food-related infections, or food allergies. And basically, kids who are less than 5 years of age, they are more and more prone to that. So that's why we wanted to have this kids session, so that kids know at their early stage of life itself that how important it is to have availability, or we get to use, or we get to consume very safe food. If it is safe, if it is not safe, it is not called as nutrition, or it is not called as food. If it's not safe, we cannot have it. So this is the gist of it, and as I started with it already, so yesterday when we had the session, which was about milk and milk products and their associated with it buying techniques, then how we can prevent surface contamination, everything. We could not unfortunately complete the video yesterday because of all the network issues that was going on. So very sorry for the inconvenience. So first we would take up today on the on the milk and milk products part, and then going ahead we will be dealing with the next topic, which is for today, is we will be dealing with fruits and vegetables, how we should be getting it. And also for all the kids here, you have joined here, please do stay with us till the end of the week. Like every day we will be having the session till Saturday, and on Saturday we will be having a quiz for the kids. So 2 lucky winners will be winning our HappleyFit package, kids package, which will have nutrition consultation. Then it will have cooking class, where it will have cooking class, which will be there, and that you can get it as a free package there. So we will be starting with the same. So I think people have started joining. I can see many who have started joining. Thanks for joining, and also do start posting in your questions when we start with the session. So halfway through, we will take a session of question answers, and again after towards the end, we will be having one question answer session, and we will be also playing a fun game at the end, which is connected to what we were discussing about yesterday. So everyone, please stay tuned to the end of the video. Okay, so begin with, I would first like to talk about the adulteration part, which we were talking about yesterday, of milk adulteration. So we will start with 3 to 4 quick and easy games and quick and easy techniques with which you can very easily analyze if the milk that you're getting is safe for consumption or not. So first, what we will be doing is, we will be taking a glass of, not a glass, it's just around 10 to 15 ml of milk that I have with me. And I have some arhar dal powder. So I'll just pick up a spoon and I'll show it to you. So I have some arhar dal powder with me, which is this one, fine powder. So what we will be doing here is, we will be mixing this arhar dal powder with our milk very properly, so that it's absolutely mixed into the milk. This is to check if our milk is adulterated with urea or not. So urea is a very common adulterant in milk, and it is basically added so that the milk, the shelf life of the milk increases. Like, you can store the milk for a longer period of time without spoiling it, but it's definitely something which is unhealthy. We should not be consuming a milk which is adulterated with urea. It can have very bad effects on our stomach, on our digestive system, gastrointestinal system, and all of that. So we will be checking this if so I have mixed the dal powder with the milk, and what I'll be doing is now I'll be taking a red litmus paper. So you kids might have tried or seen this red litmus paper, which looks like this, which is a very easily available thing where you check acid and base. So we are going to check if it has urea. So urea turns our milk, when it reacts with the dal powder, it turns into a base solution. So we will be checking it if the red litmus paper turns blue. Okay, so this is very easily available. We want you all to practice this, so do get it. You can very easily get it in any stationery shops you have nearby. This can be used for a variety of experiments. We will be using it going forward as well. So this red litmus paper, what I'll be doing is I'll be dipping this into the milk and the dal mixture that I have, and I'll hold it. I'll be holding it for around 30 to 40 seconds. Do not move it, just keep it dipped. So you can see I have dipped it very nicely into the milk. And after around, I'll just wait for 5 more seconds. And after around 30 seconds, I can still see, if you see, I'll just hold it. It's now wet. So you can see that there is no color change which has happened. So it's still the red, it has just become wet. So you can see a little bit of difference, but there is no blue tinge coming. So anyone who has done any experiments with litmus paper, you must be knowing it completely turns blue if there is any base solution. So this, fortunately, my milk, the milk that I'm consuming, does not have urea adulteration. But if it would have had urea in it, this would have turned into blue color, red litmus paper, which means it is not safe for consumption and we should not as well. How it worked is your milk that you're getting is adulterated with urea or not. And if it is, then you can actually report to FSSAI website as well that whatever you're getting, whichever brand, whichever vendor, the milk coming is adulterated, because we should be responsible enough to talk about it. Then next, what we will be doing is about checking if milk is adulterated with detergent powder or not. Yes, you get that right. Milk is very widely adulterated with detergent powder. So why detergent powder? Because again, it increases the frothiness or the creaminess of the milk, and secondly, it will always increase the shelf life. That means it will not get spoiled for a longer time. These kind of adulterations usually happen when the milk when the demand of milk increases, specifically maybe during Diwali, Holi, or Navratri, when there are a lot of festivities going on, people need milk in more quantity, adulteration is more prone. So check at that time. So we will be quickly checking for the milk if it is adulterated with detergent powder or not. So I have 2 cups of milk here. One is this one in my right hand is without detergent, and on my left hand is with detergent. So I purposely added detergent to show you all the difference, how it looks like. So it's very simple. You don't have to do anything for it. What you have to do is you have to vigorously shake the milk. So here we have the milk. I'll just get it closer for you. So when you shake the milk, which is without any detergent, what you will see is there are certain amount of bubbles coming on the surface, if you see it very closely. But the bubbles are instantly getting dissolved. So I'll just show you quickly again. So you can see there are bubbles coming, but they are instantly getting dissolved, which means there is no detergent added in this cup of milk. But the one where I have purposely added detergent to show you, if I move that, first of all, the number of bubbles coming here are far more, and also the bubbles remain on the surface for more time. I can still see few bubbles which are there on the surface of the milk. It's very simple to do. It's very simple to do it. You can just shake the milk and see if the bubbles remain on the surface of the milk for a longer time. With taste, You will not be able to make a difference if there is any taste difference in the milk or not. But this way you can definitely check for it. So try doing it and check out if the milk has detergent in it or not. Try doing it more often when there is all these festivities or summer, when the ice creams are in demand, all of this. Try to do that and let us know in the comment section as well. You can tag us also at HappleyFit. So we can tag you, we can say that these are the kids who have performed it, and whatever the results will be, we can discuss about it. So now the third experiment that we'll be doing is with ice cream. So ice creams also get adulterated, or they are adulterated with detergent powder. So again, the same reason, the creaminess, the frothiness increases, and it's increased shelf life. It does not get spoiled for a longer period of time. So here I just take 1 spoon of ice cream so that it's visible properly. So first I have this ice cream, this is a mango flavored ice cream which I have. So here, if you see, this is one ice cream that I have got. So I'll just add few drops of lemon juice over it. So I don't see, I'll just tint it for you. I don't see any bubbles, any frothiness coming on the surface of the ice cream. Okay, I've added around 2 to 3 drops of lemon juice on just half a teaspoon of ice cream. And it's not visible at all that there are any kind of frothiness which is coming. So this means that this ice cream is not adulterated with detergent. But I have a second sample which I'll take, which is adulterated with detergent powder. And when I add the acid from the lemon juice, which is an acid, I'll add it. So there are bubbles which are forming on the surface. So I'll just tilt it. I'll show you. So there are at least 2 to 3 bubbles which are forming and vanishing off from the surface of the ice cream, which is adulterated with detergent. So it's again a very quick and easy experiment to check if your ice cream is adulterated. Just take 1 spoon from whatever ice cream you have bought, add a bit of lemon juice and see if there are any bubbles or effervescence coming. If they are, that means your ice cream is not safe for consumption, and you definitely need to report if you're getting anything like that. So I hope everyone had a proper learning about the milk and milk products and how they can be very easily adulterated and how we can check it, like if the milk is adulterated or not. Now, there was a question yesterday, how do we make sure if the milk, if it is a packaged milk or it's a vendor's milk, milkman's milk. So it does not really matter, or both of them can be adulterated. Techniques remains the same. You can try it out with any of the milk that you get at home and let us know whatever is your findings. So I think we are good to start with the new session of today, which is our fruits and vegetables. So when we talk about fruits and vegetables, just to brief you all about how important they are in anyone's diet, fruits and vegetables particularly are a powerhouse of all the micronutrients, be it vitamins or minerals. They are loaded with vitamins and minerals, and we should be taking fruits and vegetables as a daily consumption. It's very, very important. And also when we come to fruits, fruits are very rich in energy, specifically fruits like bananas, apple, or chiku. These fruits are something which gives you instant energy. If you kids are going for play or any matches or anything, just take a banana and you'll be very good to go because you will be getting instant energy. So let's start off with how we can be analyzing fruits and vegetables and how safe they are for consumption. Everyone must stay tuned because we'll be playing a game at the end of the session, and also start putting on questions. We will just take up for 10 minutes and then we can switch to the questions for 2-3 minutes. So when we go to the vendor, when we go to any vendor for getting fruits and veggies, the first important thing that we should be doing is we have to use our senses to check if the vegetables and fruits that we are getting is good for consumption or not. It's very easy. Make sure you use your senses as in your eyes, your nose, and the touch. You have to touch and see if the vegetables and fruits are good. So what you have to do here is, first of all, check if when you're checking for fruits and vegetables, they should not have dents, they should not be overripe, and also they should not have any holes on them. Holes mean that they have been infested with some or the other insects or pests, which is not fit for human consumption. So do check when you're getting your fruits and vegetables. Check with your smell technique as well. If anything is smelling bad, you would definitely understand if a fruit and vegetable is not smelling right, but you have to keep your eyes and nose open for it, and you have to be conscious when you're getting it. Also, what is important is that you touch and see. Now, touch is a concern currently because we don't want to touch all the random places. You can always wear a gloves when you're going out to buy fruits and veggies in this pandemic outbreak situation. But otherwise, when it was the old normal that we were living in, now it's a new normal that we are living in. But the old normal situation, we could easily check with the hands if the fruits and veggies are soft or if they are overripe. We cannot get a fruits and veggies which are overripe or have become very soft. So also do not press or do not hold the fruits and veggies very tightly in your hands because they are quite delicate. They can be you can spoil unknowingly the fruits and veggies. So it's very important that you use your senses when you're going to buy fruits and vegetables. Next time you accompany your mother or your father to the vegetable vendor or fruit vendor, make sure you're doing all of these things. So next thing is, while we get our fruits and vegetables, what we have to do at home. Important thing, which is the need of the hour right now, is that we prevent any kind of surface contamination from whatever we are getting from outside. So fruits and vegetables must be washed under running cold water. You have to take care that you are washing the fruits and vegetables under running cold water, or you can take a vessel, dip the fruits and vegetables in them for around half an hour, take them out and throw that water. Do not reuse the water that you're washing or using it to wash your fruits and veggies. Also, it's not required to add any detergent, any soda bicarb, or any sanitizer liquid to your to the water where we are washing your vegetables and fruits. As per FSSAI, there is no need to do that. You can just rinse them under running cold water or in a vessel. So, what is important here is when we talk about how in senses we can check if our tomatoes or any other vegetables are bad. So I'll just show you an example so that kids can relate. So here I have got a tomato, so which I got yesterday, and by mistake there was one tomato which I had got which was not really in good shape and it was overripe. So this tomato is very red in color, and definitely if you see closely, this portion of the tomato has become very ripe. So if I press slightly, it's getting a dent, whereas this portion is not getting it, which means that this tomato is definitely overripe. And if I cut it and see, it will have either the texture of the tomato is not good enough, or it has definitely gone bad with some microbial activities. Secondly, I'll show you a lychee. So lychee is coming in season now, but lychees do get spoiled very quickly because of their moisture content. So again, I have this lychee with me here. So you can see there is this white fungus which has started growing on the surface of the lychee. So when you're checking this, you can always check lychees. Such fruits get spoiled very quickly because of the high moisture content. And even if you're keeping it in the refrigerator, it can still get spoiled. So do check for these things. Now coming to the surface contamination. After that, when we store our fruits and vegetables, how do we do that? So first of all, if we talk about fruits, specifically fruits like bananas or mangoes, they don't need to be refrigerated. You can keep it outside in your fruit basket, and you can store them for like 3 to 4 days, depends on the temperature outside as well. In summers, they don't stay for more than 4 to 5 days, but in winters, they can stay for about a week. But always prefer to consume fresh fruits as much as possible, because if you're storing them for more time, their nutritional properties definitely get hampered. So other fruits like your apple, or maybe cut grapes which comes in season, even lychee, these kind of fruits which get very quickly, they get spoiled, you have to keep them in the refrigerator itself. So where do we keep the fruits in the refrigerator, whichever we are storing? So again, I have got this layout of fridge, refrigerator, and here at the bottom, you will see there is this crisper, or it is called as a fruit for vegetables and fruit basket. This is where you're supposed to always store your raw fruits and raw vegetables. Always make sure that you can keep them, you can store them in this section of the refrigerator. When talking about fruits, there is particularly a difference. Broadly, we can classify fruits and vegetables into three types, vegetables into three types when we store them. First is all the vegetables like potatoes, onion, or garlic. So anything like potatoes, onion, or garlic, you can store it outside. You don't need to store them in the refrigerator. Then coming to vegetables like parwal or bhindi, which I have got here with me, you can store them easily in the fridge refrigerator section, and you can store it for about 3 to 4 days easily. Then comes the green leafy vegetables. So, can anyone tell me, how do we store green leafy vegetables? Have anyone ever noticed their parents, or anyone who, your mom, how does she stores your any kind of green leafy vegetables? Can anyone answer me? So I can just, take your views as well. Okay, so I don't see anyone answering it. Taking the root out and keeping in box in refrigerator in the fridge. Covered with napkin, covered inside with paper by covering. Okay, okay. So always what you can do here is that you can, after cutting and blanching them, yes. So always try to, there are like, you can cut off the roots and clean and keep them in a container. Try to always keep them with container or poly bag, or like Ziploc pouch, whatever you're using, with some perforations in it. Breathing makes the like the green leafy vegetables to breathe, like air circulation to happen. It will keep your green leafy vegetables better. Also, just to add on a tip, if you're using the mint leaves, which is the pudina patta, you can directly take a glass with water, take around half a glass, and then you can put the pudina leaves into it, cover it with a polythene bag, and that remains like a plant for at least over a month in a very good condition without hampering the nutritional value of the vegetables or the mint leaves. Similarly, be done with coriander leaves as well. So it's just an added tip which you all can try out, and it's very good to do, and you will be able to store them for a longer period of time. Now coming to all of this, it's very, very important to see again if our fruits and vegetables are adulterated. So we will go to the adulteration section. I'll just take 2 minutes out with anyone who has any kind of queries or anything which we can take up. So anyone with any questions? Why should we not wash the vegetables under the running tap? No, Seema, Anand ma'am. So we don't need to. I'm not saying that we don't need to wash the vegetables under running cold water. There are two ways in which you can wash the vegetables: either under running cold water, or you can take a vessel and wash, rinse it, keep it dipped for about 30 minutes, and throw the water. So both the techniques are equally fine. We have to make sure that we are not reusing the water in which we are washing the fruits and vegetables. So what is not required is adding any detergent, sanitizer, or any kind of soda bicarb to the water. That is not required. As per FSSAI, there is no need to add all of this, because this can make it more poisonous. This can penetrate into our fruits and vegetables, and it can make it more harmful. Running cold water is a good option. Otherwise, you can take a vessel and wash it and throw the water. Seeing some confusion. Okay. Any other questions which are there? How to disinfect the vegetables? I think, Darshana, I have covered your question, how to disinfect the vegetables. You don't need to use any disinfectant. You can directly wash it under running cold water, or just dip it under cold water for some time. Can we wash the fruits and vegetables with hot water? Not required. Hot water again can make the texture of your fruits and vegetables go bad. You can use lukewarm water. Lukewarm water can be fair enough, but again, don't reuse the water in which you're washing. But hot water is not required. Okay. Once if we cut a fruit, it should be consumed at the same time, or else the nutrients go away, like papaya said. Is this correct? Absolutely correct. So fruits, because they are high on antioxidants, that means any of the vitamins and minerals basically, so they get oxidized very quickly. So try not to keep your fruits and vegetables cut and use them later on, because that will definitely oxidize your fruits and veggies. Definitely the fruits which are high on antioxidants, like apple, even a pear or papaya, anything for that reason, do not cut and keep it for a long time. You can use it in a maximum, like papaya, watermelon, such fruits can be used in a day. Always make sure you're covering it with something cling film or a poly bag, or something wherein you can cover it very nicely. Apples and all, make sure you're not cutting and keeping it. They go bad. It starts oxidizing. Avoid doing that. I think we can take the questions later on, and we will start off with the food adulteration part. So food adulteration of fruits and vegetables often are getting very common these days again, and it's something which happens more and more when you're getting fruits and veggies out of the season. That means watermelon is a summer fruit. We all know it comes in summer, but if you're getting a watermelon suddenly in the month of say November, October, when it is not supposed to be there, and you get happy and you get it, that's when you are more prone to have any kind of adulterant from the fruits and veggies. So make sure you're having only seasonal fruits and vegetables. So we will quickly do few tests here to show you the adulteration process. So here I have got watermelon with me. So first I'll take a cotton. I'll take a cotton which is dipped in oil. So I'll be dipping the cotton in oil, and I'll be just plain rinsing it on the surface. And I'll be checking if I get red color on the cotton surface or not. So I've dabbed this cotton with oil. So normal oil you can use. So if you see closely, there is a bit of red color which is coming on the surface of the cotton. After rubbing it for at least 2 to 3 or 4 times, more than that, I had rubbed it, and then I can see this red color coming on the surface of the cotton. Okay, so this is something which normally happens with all the watermelon. But again, I'll show you a difference, which is with an adulterated watermelon, which I have added with dye, and I want to show you how the difference is. So when we take this watermelon, which was dipped into the dye, so here I will pack this even on the side which is not dipped, or which is not dipped in the red in the oil. You can see the entire cotton has become red in color. You can see the difference here. This is the difference between this in my hand is the adulterated one, and this is the one which is the unadulterated one with just the watermelon without any added adulterants. So this will be the difference when you're checking for the watermelon with adulterants. So this I have just used a plain edible food color to show you the difference. Usually the adulteration that happens in commercially used, which is usually a dye. It's very unhealthy for our system. They are carcinogenic. They can cause cancers. They can cause stomach issues. So it's very important that we check if they are unknowingly, or it's very appealing. When you see a watermelon, if it's too red, like a blood red, try checking it out, because it might be adulterated. And definitely if it's out of the season, if you're taking it out of the season, then definitely you need to make sure you're checking for it. Secondly, I'll show you all a bhindi, the difference between a bhindi which is adulterated with green color. This is also very common. This is also something which is very common. So again, I'll take a cotton which is dipped in oil. So I'll just rub it on a bhindi. There's no color which is coming. So it's absolutely the same color. I had used the oil which was a little yellow in color. So it's the same color here. But again, I'll use a second bhindi, which I had again added with a little bit of food color, that if I wipe on the surface, there's this green color which has started coming. So I'll show you the difference between both. So this is the greenish color which has come out of the adulterated one, and this is the one which is without adulteration. So here is the difference that is very easy to do. You don't have to do anything. Just take a cotton, take a oil, like take a little bit of oil, dip it into it and wipe it through. While wiping, if you see any color coming on the surface. Now, watermelon is something which is very dense in the red chlorophyll, which is, the red pigmentation basically, which is naturally there. Hence it comes. But it should not be the way it went, like the entire cotton ball went red. So that should not happen. So this is the way you can very easily and quickly check for all of this. So now we will be playing a fun game for everyone. So we will be playing a fun game for our kids here, so that, and this is related to something which was asked yesterday, which was about microorganisms. So I'll just take around 30 seconds of your time to show you this. So basically what you have to do, all of you kids, is wherever you're sitting, you can take a bindi or a sticker or whatever you have along with you. And wherever you're touching for next 30 seconds, keep on sticking a sticker or a bindi wherever you're checking. So just do it for 30 seconds and let me see how it, like wherever you're touching. So I'll do it for you all and then I'll show it to you. So 30 seconds are done, and now I will show you all where all I have stuck and where all I have kept a bindi. So here you can see one here, one I'll show you here, which is on a book, which is there. Then there are few here, which you can see. There's one red bindi here, there's one blue bindi here, and there's one on my neck. So why did we do this? This is to show you all that how quickly, in just 30 seconds, I touched around 5 to 6 places. I have touched on the laptop, and once I put it, this shows how quickly we can spread germs. So whatever we are using, from wherever there can be germs, there can be germs, we are spreading all through, and this makes the what you can say, the development or the spread of microorganisms or germs very quick. So this in 30 seconds, 5 places touched, and I could have spread, if any germs are there, on my fingertips, which I can't see with my naked eyes. I have to use microscope to see, and if you use a microscope, which is a laboratory compound microscope which is used, you will definitely see many microbes every time running on your fingertips, because it is there. Everywhere we touch, there are some on the other microorganisms. Microorganisms are very small organisms which we cannot see with our naked eyes, but they grow very, very quickly. They can be good, they can be bad, but we have to be always sure that we are not unknowingly spreading any of this. So what is the outcome, or what is the conclusion that we can draw out of it is, wash your hands at least 5 to 6 times throughout the day. Kids watching us, make sure you're washing your hands for at least 20 seconds. How all the videos are showing, you have to wash it very thoroughly on the surface, inside your palms, everywhere, inside your fingertips, and then you have to rinse your hand very nicely and pat dry it with a clean cotton towel or a tissue paper, which you will be throwing away. So that's very important. And also, whenever you're touching anything related to food, that's a must that you should be doing. Without washing your hands, do not touch anything on the food counter. So I think that's good for all. So I'll be quickly concluding what all we did today. First, we spoke about the food adulteration related to milk and milk products, which we could not complete yesterday. So that we took up. We saw how urea detergent can be added to the milk and milk products to increase its shelf life and preservation. And we also spoke about the ice creams and how ice creams can be very easily adulterated with detergent powder again. Then we spoke about fruits and vegetables, how we should be buying them, how we should be checking sensorily if they are good to be consumed or they are fit for consumption or not, how we have to prevent any kind of surface contamination, how we should be storing our fruits and vegetables in the refrigerator or even outside when we are storing them. And also one thing is, whenever you're cooking and storing any of the vegetables, make sure they are not kept together with your raw fruits and vegetables in the refrigerator, because they can have cross-contamination. Always remember the same. And get it down to the room temperature whenever you're storing it. So 5 things which is a takeaway for today is basically, I'll just brief you all about 5 things. So one is always keep your raw and cooked food separate anywhere, be it in the kitchen counter, be it in the refrigerator, they should be always separate. And then we have to make sure that you're not you're always getting safe food, safe water for consumption. You are cooking your food very thoroughly, and then you're storing your food in a proper temperature. So I'll take up quickly a few more questions for next 5 minutes so that we are not running out of time, and then we can conclude our today's session. Okay, so let's take Kamalpreet Kaur's question. I want to know about amla, in which form to consume it. Okay, so this is from Kamalpreet Kaur. Okay, hi Kamalpreet. So whenever you're using amla is rich in vitamin C. It's something which is a very rich source of vitamin C. Now, vitamin C is a water-soluble vitamin. it goes off if you're keeping it under the sun, if you're heating it or anything like that, if you're drying it. If the water from the amla is lost, then the vitamin C will reduce much of it. So always try to have fresh amla. Even if you're storing it, try avoiding any kind of sun drying or long cooking process or drying them, because any of that amla candy and all, they do not contain any vitamin C as such. So always try to have them fresh, or you can extract juice and keep it. That would be a better option. Or you can make a just in a jar, you can add a little bit of salt and preserve it in a pickling technique, but make sure you're not sun drying it or heating it. Often buy apples with waxing cover. How should we wash those apples for remove wax cover? So wax covered apples are something which is really harmful. It's not completely possible to rinse off the wax from the surface of your apple or the pear. Try not buying from the vendor who are getting you waxed apple, because that is not you can say proper practice to do, because they should not be doing it. If it is done, then definitely it should be something which is reported. And also when you're getting it, you can just thoroughly again wash it under clean water very nicely, but try and avoid to not have waxed apples, because they are very common. And the main because why they are done is to make it look appealing. That's why we talked about anything which is very appealing, start rejecting it. It should not be a part of your diet. Okay, so wet washed fruits rotten. So you can always keep them dry, and when you're eating your fruit, you can wash them, because many fruits and vegetables, they do get wet if they do get spoiled if the moisture on them remains. If there are a little bit of moisture and then you're keeping it in the refrigerator, they will get spoiled because of the moisture content. So try to always dry them, or what you can do is you can keep them directly for the storage, and whenever you're having it, you make sure you're washing it very thoroughly and consuming it. I think we are good for today. We have already exceeded. Okay, so there's one more question coming. Stem dipped in water glass need to keep in fridge or outside? In the fridge. In the fridge you need to keep it. Spinach leaves, Dr. Shikha, we have to cut and clean it, but do not wash it before you're storing it, because if you're washing and storing the same, then it will definitely retain a lot of moisture. Spinach in itself is very high on moisture, so microbial activity starts happening on them very quickly. Keep it dry in a container or a cotton cloth bag. You can keep it, and when you're cooking it, only then wash it thoroughly, cut it and cook it directly. I think we have taken all of these questions which were marked. So apples waxing cover we have taken. I think we are good, and we have taken almost all the questions. When we again and again the cooked veggie, it loses its goodness. Yes, definitely it loses. Make sure you're not keeping your food cooked and leftover food for very long time. And also when you're heating it in the microwave, it also affects the nutritional property. Try to cook in batches. Don't cook for longer period. If you're making a food today, it should be maximum consumed by today night or by tomorrow, not more than that. Heating again and again will definitely nullify the nutritional value. So I think we are good for today. Akshita Malhotra, I am not able to see your question. Akshita Malhotra. Can you please drop it again? Yes. So I think we are good, and we can wrap up our session for today. I hope you all had a good learning, and thanks for all the viewers. And let's join in tomorrow again. We will be coming up with a new topic. It will be even more interesting, and I hope everyone had a good time. Thank you so much. Have a good day. Take care. Bye bye.